All right, the money warning takes on a different life of its own on maintenance calls and on replacement opportunities or on renovation type of jobs where you're going to replace an electrical panel or replace a whole sewer line, or you're going to replace a furnace there. Those are all definitely different types of money with just a little bit different variation. Some of it's the same, right? The part where you're saying, I don't like what I'm seeing, it's going to stay intact. That's going to be there. There are some things you got to do before the money warning, though, when it comes to replacement opportunities, or I'm sorry, on maintenance opportunities, and also on replacement opportunities as well. What's different about it is the time that's involved here. With repairs, we know that the time frame is you were committed, that the commitment was, I want to get this thing fixed today, right? What was the commitment on a maintenance call? Was it, I want to get it fixed? What was it? I just want to hear about it today. I just want to hear about any problems that you might have. Take a look at it and let me know if I have any problems. I want to definitely hear about those problems, right? You haven't quite got the commitment that you want to get it fixed at this point, right? So the difference is in the money warning right now, for you to just go into a presentation like this, it's going to be a difficult situation, but people had no expectation on fixing anything. Would you agree with that? So how do you take it from I want to look at it to I want to purchase it? That's the key component here. Wouldn't you agree? This is a big part of it. So the first part of the money warning, or the first part of the convincement step was, so if I see something you don't want me to talk, we're going to let it break down. We're not going to worry about it today. We'll let that break down over the summertime. We'll deal with it over the summertime, like on an air conditioning call, right? And they would say, well, no, I want to definitely hear about it if you got some kind of problem. So what should I do? Yeah, I want to hear about it. Now, before you go to the money warning, remember you did the approach on the customer before? I'm saying, hey, you got some time for me? A nice and easy approach on that one. It's really simple. Hey, Joe, you got a few minutes for me? Yeah, I got some time for your time. Come on and show me what you got here. You know, let's sit down. They might even, the customer might even tell that. They might even say that to you, right? It's nice and easy. On maintenance calls, a little different. Now the approach is going to be something like, hey, John, you got a few seconds for me? Yeah, I got a few seconds for you. Well, before when I first got here, I mentioned that if I found a problem, I said I probably wouldn't find any problems. Unfortunately, I was wrong. And there actually are some problems. So here's what I'm going to say right now. I could just take these problems, because I got to think that there's no way you were prepared to look at any kind of repair state. You probably think, you told me yourself the system was working fine. So I got to have the impression that you really don't want to even hear about any kind of repair state, even though you told me to tell you before later on. I can go ahead and take these repairs, put them on our file, and then just bring them back out again when you're more interested in doing it, because I got to assume that you're probably not interested in doing this. Is that a contrary question? I'm already telling the customer I don't think he's interested in doing it because you're just a maintenance call thing. There's no way you could have expected some kind of repairs like I have here on this sheet I have right now, right? That's another it's another variation of the money warning, right? The same standard money warning applies, the one we did before. It applies once I get past this little warning. You with me on this? It's kind of a pre-money warning. You don't got to make it. The money warning itself is the same once I begin the presentation. All right, here's what I found. No, Joe, tell me what it is. Are you sure, John? Because, I mean, it's just a maintenance call. I mean, I was here for the electrical inspection. I was here for the plumbing inspection or the heating inspection. There's no way you would have thought you had to purchase anything today. But I got several things here that are kind of pressing issues. But that's my kind of inclination. I'm kind of more inclined to not get you upset with me. I don't want to lose your business. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just hold off on this and put it on our file. And then you can always call us when the thing does break down. I have all the answers for you then. You're going to delay it like that. What is everybody going to say to that kind of a delay technique? They're going to let you roll on that one and let you delay it? So go ahead and try and fight me on that one. Go ahead and say, you're the customer. Pick up the mic and fight me on that one. No, Joe, I want to, tomorrow, pick up the mic and you're going to have to, you can't let me off the hook on that one, right? It's like, I'm going to put it in my file and you call me when it breaks down?
Yeah, no, Joe, I think I'd like to have it fixed right away.
Are you sure? Because, I mean, I'm here for the maintenance call. Unless, listen, Mauro, I'll agree to show you this thing, but I'm only going to agree to show it to you if you promise to not get too upset with me. I don't want to lose your business.
Well, no, part of the maintenance would be if you find a problem to let me know, I would hope.
Okay. I definitely will let you know, but I just want to make sure you don't get too upset.
No, I know. Okay,
let me show you what I got here. First of all, I don't like what I'm seeing with this furnace. Now I'm going right into the money warning. I don't like what I'm seeing with the furnace. We got some major issues with the ignition system, okay? I got some solutions for you. Right now we have an electrical fault in the ignition system. And periodically the furnace doesn't ignite. It ignites 90% of the time, but every now and then it doesn't ignite at all, and you have to turn the power switch on and off. And have you noticed that, Mauro? Yeah, I have noticed. I have noticed that. Usually you're going to catch something like that. People have kind of noticed, yeah, I know, I go back down and reset it every now and myself. Well, my greatest fear is that this component going bad is going to cause a greater problem later on. That could cost several $1,000s. So I went ahead and worked up some options for you. Okay, the top one is not going to be something you want. It's going to be too premium. Other ones I got are more economical. We probably like that a little bit more. Either way, do me a favor. You promised me. You said you wouldn't get too mad at me, right, on this thing?
Right.
All right, let me show you what I got here. Into the presentation you go. Any kind of a problem call on maintenance opportunities, you have to get the presentation off if you can. I mean, if it's let's try the alternate thing. Let's say I offer to say, let's say Quentin, I come to you and I say, Quentin, I found these problems here. I'm going to say something. Now this time you say you don't want to hear. I'm like, yeah, now's not a good time, because I am, because I didn't expect this. My wife, she needs to be part of this too. Something like that. You throw something like that at me before I even give you the prices, right? Let's try so you said you want to hear the prices. Maybe somebody doesn't want to hear the prices. That could be the other card that could be played, right? You got to be ready to play both cards in case it does happen this way. So it probably won't, but be ready for it. Here we go. So Quentin, you got a few seconds for me?
Yep.
Hey, Quentin, before when I first got here, remember I asked you about this maintenance call, and I said if we were to find something that was wrong, what'd you say you want me to do about that?
Let me know about it.
Yeah, well, unfortunately I was wrong, and there actually is some things wrong with the equipment. And so here's what I'm going to do. Listen, I know I came out for this prepaid maintenance call, and there's no way you expected to spend any money on this call. So what I'm going to do, just do you a favor on this thing, is take my findings and take my problems I found with this thing, my faults I found. I'm going to go ahead and take these back to our company. I'm going to file them under your name so that when the problem does eventually flare up on you, because it's going to go bad very quickly here, probably sometime between now and October we're going to have this problem. Then I'll have the solutions on file, and you can always look at them at that point, because I don't want to get you upset at our company right now.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. We don't really have the money to do anything with it
Okay,
right
perfect.
now,
So let's do this then. Why don't I go ahead and schedule a time right now where we can revisit this when you do have the money, and you, because I don't want to have a situation where you're going to blame me because I didn't show it to you, though. Okay, you know what I'm saying there?
Yep.
My greatest fear is I got these problems and I never show it to you, and then you're going to have a situation where where you guys are going to have no heat call, and then we're going to be blaming Quentin for it. I don't want to do that. So blaming Joe for it. So what's up with time? What's a good time for us to revisit this? I know you have another agreement call coming up in the fall. Sometime in September would be good to talk about this, you think?
That would be good. You think that's early enough?
What's up to you? You pick a day.
September would work.
So about the first week?
Yeah.
Let's go for the first week. Now, you sure that's going to be appropriate for this, to talk about this problem we have with this thing like that?
Yep, that should work.
All right, so let's make it, pick a day. Wednesday or Friday? You pick a day. What's a good day?
Wednesdays are good for
Wednesdays
me.
are good, like today? Okay.
Yep.
Morning or afternoon? What do you think?
Afternoon.
All right, so I'll put you on schedule like afternoon. Pencil or pen on that one?
I'll write down pen.
I'll put it on pen, and I'll make sure I'm here for this one, too. I want to show you exactly what I found in this thing, okay?
Okay.
It might go like that. We might delay the presentation. Odds are we wouldn't. Probably there's about 5% of people who would do this right now, like this. But you might have this kind of a timid wife or timid husband who's afraid when his wife sees it. He doesn't want to be the messenger bringing it to the other. You ever see the overbearing spouse who the one spouse is completely afraid of? And so they don't want to, they'd rather have you explain it to the guy. They'd rather not have to explain it to them at all. They're afraid they're going to blow up if they hear about this financial burden you're going to put on the family at this point. And that's where the money warning is different on opportunity calls. Now, on maintenance calls. On opportunity calls, it's a little bit different. Now we're going to look at the time frame. Let's say we're on an estimate type of a call, right? You with me on this? Here we go. Estimate call, I'm going to reapproach you. Mike, let's say that you still have two other guys coming, okay, on this thing? Right. Here we go. So I'm going to come approach you now. Hey, Mike, you got a few seconds for me?
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, Mike, I think I got everything I need here right now. Now, before when I first got here, you told me that you weren't going to make any decisions today because you had two other guys still coming.
Yeah.
Is that still the case?
Yeah, I got a couple other people come to look at it.
Perfect, because that's actually better for me because I need more time to kind of come up with my numbers and get because you want a good price for me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you give me a few more, some more time to come up with numbers, I can probably get the best price possible for you on this thing. And plus, I got to take my computer. I did some measurements here. I want to go back in the computer and put it into the heat load calculation and do all that stuff. Mike, what's a good time where I don't mind making 2 trips out here, Mike, to kind of find out what's going on and to come out and get my conclusion. But what's a day I could come out and bring this to a final conclusion?
Probably on Friday after work sometime when my wife gets home.
We have all the information you need at that point. You won't have other guys coming after that, or
no, you'll be the last one.
Okay, good. I'll make sure you have all the information because I don't mind making 2 trips. But the second trip, I'm going to tell you right now, we got to bring this to a conclusion because my boss is paying for my time to come out here, and he insists that by the second time, listen, my company doesn't deserve a yes to every single thing I do, or they don't get to buy it from every time, but they do deserve to bring it to an end. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll come Friday. What's a good time for you? Now, everybody be here? You and your wife and everybody?
Yeah, everybody will be here about 5:30.
5:30. Let me see if I got my schedule here in front of me. Oh yeah, well, my daughter has got a soccer practice, but I'll tell you what, my wife can handle that. Right? She'll go ahead and take care of that for me. Mike, should I put this in pencil or pen?
You can write it in pen.
Pen, okay, I'll be there at 5:30. Now, make sure your wife Melissa is going to be here too?
Yeah, she'll be
All right,
here.
so what are you going to tell her about the situation when I come back?
I'll let her know that you're coming to get this to a close.
Okay, good. That's what we're all going to do. So if you like something, I'm going to offer you 6 different things. If you like one, what are you going to tell me if you like one?
We'll take one of them.
And if you don't like any of them, what would you tell me?
We'll tell you no.
And if you are confused, I'll tell you it's over then, okay?
Okay.
That's how we'll do it. Hey, we'll see you then on Friday at 5:30.
All right, sounds good.
That's how it would go on opportunity calls. I didn't even do the presentation because he didn't have the it wasn't going. Now, let's change it around a little bit on opportunity calls. Let's say, Tom, that I did capture your interest and desire. You had 2 other guys coming, but somehow through some of the questions I had about an air quality system that your son is suffering from allergies, that you really want to hear about this, and you're like, you know what? I don't need those. The other 2 guys were a problem anyway. They just had answering machines anyway. They didn't even have a live person answering the phone even. So what do I care about these guys, right? So you want to just go ahead and cancel those guys out and just hear my presentation right now. It's just You're more inclined to hear it now. Here's what it sounds like with the money warning with opportunity calls. So, Tom, you got a few seconds for me?
Yeah, Joe.
Now, Tom, when I first got here before to look at this furnace, you told me that you still had 2 other guys coming. Is that the case still?
Well, I really am interested in that air quality stuff you were talking about. I mean, you know, if we can come to something that looks like a good solution, I can just call them guys back, and you know, I'm ready to do a deal here.
Are you sure, Tom? Because listen, I'm sure I'm not doing something that's not fair to those guys. I mean, if they have an opportunity with you and you like those guys, I don't want to step on their toes.
I just got their number out of the yellow pages. I don't even know the guys.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so what should I do then today at this point?
I'd really love to hear about this stuff right now.
So if I did tell you if I did take the time to make up the conclusion and go ahead and bring us together, what would happen at the end of this thing?
Well, if we find something I like, I'm ready to do a deal.
And if you found something you didn't like, let's say I gave you 6 things you didn't like any of them, what would you be able to tell me then?
Well, I guess I'd have to tell you no.
Perfect. And how about this? If I show you the different things I have to offer, and you're still kind of confused at the end, can we just agree that I'll just disqualify myself, and I haven't earned your business at that point. We just go ahead and disqualify myself at that point.
I guess so. I'm sure that won't happen though.
Oh, we'll see. And so there you go. That's how it kind of goes. Now, Tom. Now I work up my stuff. I come back with the classic money warning. The same old thing I had in the repairs, the same thing works now at this point. So the difference between the money warning on repair and opportunity maintenance calls is that the approach right before the money warning, you got to make sure that the timing is right on opportunity calls. Am I presenting to the right time to the right people? Is he excited about the presentation? If he's not, let's wait until a different day. You see what I did with over here, Mike? The second you said, no, I got those other guys coming, I said, perfect. That's actually better for me. Gives me more time now. See, I wasn't disappointed that you couldn't decide today, right? Because I fully expected you couldn't decide today. When Tom said he could decide today, I made him jump to another hoop just to make sure. I said, "Are you sure, Tom? Because it wouldn't be fair to those other guys. I mean, are you sure it's fair to those guys? They're coming. They're probably good guys, and I don't want you to, step on their toes like that." Does that make me more credible too by saying I think it's that I'm not here just to try and push this on you type of thing? Am I less pushy by doing that? Do people like that better than somebody who's pushing it? Tom, can't you cancel those guys? If I said that to him, what would that sound like? Kind of ugly, wouldn't it? Like, who the hell are you to tell me who to cancel, right? But there's salespeople out there who do that. Tom, is there any way I could entice you not to call those guys and just get this thing done today? That might be the leading question we're talking about. That's kind of leading salesy question we're talking about there, right? And that's how it's different from maintenance and opportunity calls on the money warning. Hey, Deb, you got a few minutes for me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I finished my normal air conditioning call. I did the maintenance on the air conditioning unit. And remember when I first got here, I asked you what you want me to do if I found something wrong with the unit?
Right.
What did you tell me about that?
Well, I wanted you to find out if there's any problems and get it fixed.
All right, well, I did find a few things out there. So at this point, should I tell you about it, or should I just let it go till it breaks down, or what should we do?
Definitely. No. I want to know what's going on.
Are you sure? Because this is like an air conditioning maintenance call, so the last thing you had to expect is to get this thing fixed today, right?
Right, well, but I definitely want to get it fixed.
You sure?
Yes.
All right, well, here's the problem right now. Right now we have some problems that are pretty serious, a little more serious than I thought it was going to be.
No.
Yeah. But I got some solutions for you. The main problem we have right now today is we have a restriction fault in the humidity removal system. Basically, the drainage system on the humidity system is clogged up. And it's we have some problems with that. I got some solutions to get it fixed, though. Okay.
All right.
The top option you're not going to like very well because it's going to be a more premium solution to get this thing fixed once and for all. The bottom option is kind of more of a basic solution or a more economical solution. Probably going to like that one better. But either way, do me a favor and look at all the options and just don't shoot the messenger. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
Hey, Deb, you got a few minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I went ahead and took a look at that tankless hot water heating situation you had down there.
Okay.
And before I continue, though, when I first got here, what did you mention about making a decision today on this thing?
Well, we wanted to get 3 estimates and see what everybody had to say about it.
Okay, well, here's what I did. I worked up 6 different estimates for you, 6 different solutions
Wow.
for you. And so, but, you know, here's the thing I can do. I could wait till later on and come back when you're more prepared, because you still got 2 other guys coming, or I could show you the 6 they have now. I mean, I wouldn't want to restrict you to, I'm not sure why you'd want to restrict yourself to only having the 2 estimates. You sure you wouldn't rather have 6?
Oh, definitely. Let me take a look at it.
But here's my thing. I mean, what happens if I show you the 6 and you like something? What about the other guys?
Well, I would definitely cancel them.
You would? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, if I showed you the 6 estimates, and let's say I showed you something you liked and you liked the right price, what would happen then?
Well, then we would go ahead with it.
And let's say I showed you the 6 and you didn't like them, what would happen? Would you say no to me? Would you at least tell me no?
Definitely no.
Now, I'll tell you what. If I show you all 6 things and you're still confused, I'll just disqualify myself because I'm not in the job of confusing customers, okay? So if I confuse you, let's just say I'm not a fit at that point. You can just hire one of the other 2 guys then, okay?
All right.
All right, so I did look at the situation a little bit deeper, and it is a little more serious than I thought. It's a little harder to deal with, and it's a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
No.
Yeah, but that's okay. I can work through it. I found some solutions and ways to get around it, okay?
Okay.
I got to tell you right now is that right now there's a restriction fault in the water delivery system where the water, that's why the shower is always very weak on the 2nd floor. Mm-hmm. I found right now there's a very big restriction in that piping, which is causing a weak flow to that 2nd floor. But I do have some solutions to get that fixed.
Good.
As well as some ways to get that tankless hot water heater to work in this house, too.
Okay.
Now, the top option of way of doing this is the most premium way of doing it, where it's the most permanent solution, the best services. This is like the one the people up in Lake Forest get. You know, they buy this one.
Okay.
And the ones on the bottom are more kind of the more basic ones. So I'm not sure what you're going to like, but I do have 6 different ways of looking at this. Either way, do me a favor, Deb, and don't shoot the messenger. Just look at all 6 and let me know what you think, okay?
Okay.
Take a look.